What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to Luzenac. It's episode number 30 of The Climb. Today we start on our club profile screen where, if you're an eager beaver, an observant beaver, perhaps even, just maybe you're just a regular, maybe not beaver, we have some new stuff, some different stuff on this screen. As you can see, the stadium is new. Yes, we have moved into our stadium, and today we are playing our first ever match at the Luzenac Arige Pyrenees Stadium. There you go. I said it in full. I probably said it incorrect, but I've tried. So that's really exciting. The stadium holds 4,500 fans. It is worth noting that I think it does even perhaps fall below the capacity requirements for Ligue 2. If we just look at the rules for the competition, the minimum seating capacity, or recommended, see, it's not a hard recommended, everyone, that's a caveat, is 5,000 fans. Obviously we don't have that right now, so hopefully we'll be able to get some expansions coming on soon. And well, before we talk about the league table and recent form, we have had a couple of little bits of transfer news. On the ins, Benzati has joined us, the Tunisian youngster that we agreed to sign way back when last year, a player who generated as a free agent, and to be fair, on the face of it, he looks like he could be quite a useful player for us longer term. He's 18, still pretty young. He's only just turned 18. Really good. You can see here ability when it comes to, well, potential. His current ability ain't amazing, but to be fair, good marking, good tackling, good positioning. If he can improve a little bit in the air, and more importantly, just beef up these physicals on the general, because they're all pretty awful, I think he could be a pretty useful player for us. So a really nice addition there. Unfortunately, we have got a player who is going to be leaving us. Of course, being in the second tier of France now, we do actually have transfer windows where players come and go, and unfortunately for us, Ivan Lorente is going to be joining Real Irun for 60k, which, considering we got him on a free transfer, considering he scored 2 goals in 24 games, or 21 games, I feel like to just get £60,000 for him ain't that bad in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, when you compare it to some of the other transfer dealings we've done, it's a little bit smaller, I suppose, by comparison. But money is money at the end of the day, and whilst we're not desperately kind of scrounging around for money this season, we're in fact looking pretty good, and I'm hoping with the new stadium we're going to look even better, making a little bit more money on match days. I'm feeling oddly optimistic for the future. I mean, you can see here with regards to the finances, we have got the money to spend, so that if come January we wanted to splurge some cash, we could do that if we so wish. So we're in a nice little spot. Anyway, it's been about a month since you were last here. We've played 4 games in that time. There was like a mini 2-week break, which we've had going into today's game against Ajaccio, who currently sit in 5th. And, well, a real mixed bag, to be honest. Wins in games that you would not necessarily expect us to win, and then a loss in a game we absolutely have to win if we really want to be, walking away with promotion at the end of this season. So anyway, game number 1 was against FC Chambly, and well, we won this one 3-1. We actually went behind in this game. In the 5th minute, they scored from a corner, giving us a taste of our own medicine, a team that, we like to use our set pieces. We like to be good from them. They scored against us early on. Fortunately for us, Big Dub came to the rescue not too long after Kofi had got a goal for us. Kofi got the first. A ball through by Big Dub, if I'm not mistaken, using his pace, Kofi, just a break through. Tidy little finish from him. Big Dub then scored a goal from a corner that just wasn't dealt with. And then late on, we got a penalty goal courtesy of Kofi. And let me tell you now, Kofi is coming of age, everyone. He is a player who last year didn't score many goals, did not, live up to expectations. He has more goals in 10 games last season than in 29 matches last year. Yeah, it's not a bad return for him. And to be fair, he's developing a lot. He is really flourishing playing regular first-team football, so I feel like we've kind of got to maintain that now. You can see in terms of positions he's played for the team, he's putting his best performances out in the wide areas rather than playing as the lone striker. So that is something that I'm quite mindful of. Equally, Manana's not really flourished yet in this division, and it is a little bit of a concern. Anyway, the very next game we had against Red Star started the same way the previous game finished. It was Kofi with a penalty to put us 1 goal up. Red Star at the time had 1 point from 5 games. They had not won a match all year. So of course they came back in the second half. To be fair, we switched off defensively. We weren't really at our best. They got a goal through for Paula after 55 minutes. And then with 10 minutes left, I did start to go a bit more on the offensive. I wanted to chase that goal that was going to get us the win that I felt like was on the cards. And we conceded. 2-1 it finished. Red Star get their first win of the season. That was a big dent to our title aspirations, because prior to this game I was feeling oddly kind of optimistic, I suppose. But no, it was shut down, and it was shut down even more when we took on Troyes and drew 0-0 at home in our last game at the Stade Paul-Lignon against Troyes. You can see here it finished 0-0. They are 7th in the league. Their media prediction is 8th, so they are not a bad team by any means. And well, from this game here, we then had another game against VAFC, who are currently in 8th place. So another tricky game, you'd think, but we won this one 6-1. I'm not going to show all the highlights, but the big talking point was Blaise getting a hat-trick. Unfortunately, he got a hat-trick last game. Today's match he's suspended for, so yeah, he can't really continue on with his good form. He's going to have to wait to find out if he can keep it going. Elsewhere in this game, Garot got another goal. He's been getting a few from centre-back, kind of living up to the Hugo Robert name, I suppose, Antonin. And also, Viltard got his first goal for the club, which was really, really good. Of course, joined us from Sochaux this year. I see this guy just being a really useful sub-player, the kind of player who covers a lot of positions. If we get an injury to our deep-line playmaker, he's probably our best option there. Equally, if we want a player to stick out on the right wing who has some pretty good talents, I think he can do a pretty good job as an inverted winger, even on the right-hand side if he's right-footed only. It's worth noting in this game, Blaise scored an immense goal for his hat-trick. It was a free kick from range. I have to show you it. But yeah, absolutely insane stuff. A great result. Bit of a shame that we've had a 2-week gap from this game, because that kind of kills any chance to just keep the momentum going. Anyway, if we just look at the league table here, it is unbelievably close. Today we are taking on Ajaccio, who currently sit in 5th. A win for them would take them above us. They are 1 point behind us. You can see here Metz are somewhat running away with things. They are 4 points ahead of us in 3rd. But still kind of all to play for at this early stage. Lots of teams playing very, very well. On the flip side, there are some teams that are really struggling. The likes of Le Mans and Niort, who we were promoted with, Paris FC and Chambly, who we beat, also kind of struggling way down, languishing at the bottom of the table. But anyway, in terms of kind of team tactics and stuff, I am still playing the 4-2-3-1. We've not always dominated possession like we did last season. We're certainly not having the same crazy defensive records. But ultimately, for the most part, we are surpassing expectations and performing relatively well. As I mentioned, Manan has not scored yet this year, so a little bit of a concern there. I've said that we've got some money to spend. I'm already thinking that if the money was there to be spent, it might be on a new striker come January. Elsewhere in the team, Big Dub's got 3 goals and 2 assists. He's been putting in some really good performances and continuing to improve. He was a player who's first team spot I thought might be in jeopardy with the addition of Nuno Cruz, because I kind of saw Cruz perhaps best suited to play the attacking midfielder in our team. He actually is going to be playing out on the right today, and that is because Cyprian David is out injured. Pulled an abdominal muscle. Bit of a shame for him. He's not been doing too badly at all. Worth noting that a lot of our youngsters have had a little jump in their determination up to 17 recently. The squad personality rubbing off on them. Unfortunately, Zobo, you can see here, has not been getting the goals when we've given him chances. I've not really given him chances. He's been complaining about lack of first-team football. I don't know if I need to give him some. With the injuries we've got to David and Blaise, Lorente, who is already kind of on his way out the door, is on the bench today. Don't really want to use him if I can avoid it, but he's there if entirely necessary. Elsewhere in the team, the midfield, Bavarel has been complaining about a lack of first-team football. He is a really hot prospect for the future. He's a player I want to give some more game time to develop, so we are going to play him today. A little bit of a question, I suppose, around Lamine Fomba. If I was going to have any criticism of the way that we're playing in my transfer business this year, it'd be that we really bulked up on centre mids who haven't played a great deal so far. I feel like Fomba fits into that. What I would say, however, is that since Kahinde's been performing so well, it's kind of about finding a partner in crime for him to play alongside him. There's a little part of me that actually wants to play Fomba again today. Well, you can see when we play him as a box-to-box midfielder rather than the ball-winning midfielder on support. I just find that it suits him a little bit better, and we're not left overly exposed at the back with the box-to-box midfielder, at least in previous games. Am I happy with this team? I think I have to be. Our options are kind of limited in the final third. The only option I could do is maybe to bring in Viltard, who, as I said, did get a goal on off the bench. He's put in some good performances, to be fair. Oh, there's a temptation to play him. You know what? We're going to give you a chance, Malcolm. This is your moment to show me what you're made of. He's a player who, you can see, was never really given a chance at Sochaux, putting really good performances in the National 2C. And he has already scored from us on off the bench. Let's give him a start. Let's see what he can do today. But no, I think this is the team we're going to go with. The back four is kind of started to settle. Billingy has not been putting in the same crazy performances this year. Defensively, I don't think we've been too bad at, to be honest. Like, you look at our actual goals conceded. It's been, I mean, the last month, I guess, wasn't great. But prior to that, it was decent. 4 clean sheets on the bounce. And it's not like we're leaking 3 or 4 goals a game. We've not conceded more than 2 this year. I think for Billingham, the big thing is he needs to start getting a few more assists in his game, which was something he did oh so consistently previously. Anyway, let's get into this. It is our first game at our new stadium. I do not know what it looks like in 3D. I'm kind of excited to see it in all its glory. Just, I don't know. See what it looks like. How does it look? I mean, it looks like a stadium. Does it have a gazebo? I'm asking the important questions here. Does it have a gazebo? Oh, if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. I don't think it does. I don't think it does from what I saw there, but I could be wrong. Oh, well, at least we've got a new stadium. I mean, it looks pretty nice. It's pretty clean. There is no gazebo from what I can see, which is just a great big shame. But yes, the Luzenac Stadium holds 4,500 fans. Can we get a win against a team who are 5th in the league, or 6th in the league, and we're 3rd? So they're a team who are really up there. This is not easy. Let's see what we can do. I mean, the way that the games are being played, because we're getting played sooner than everyone else, at the moment, whilst we're drawing and both getting a point, it's technically 3rd versus 4th, which sounds a bit more spicy, so maybe I'll just BS my way through it and claim that it's 3rd versus 4th. Anyway, Dakuna bringing the ball forward down this left-hand side to them. Oh my word, he's pulled it back. He's done the impossible. Who is this man and how does he know how to do that? That's a dark art of Football Manager. It's a player who has pulled back the ball at the edge of the box. Or to the edge of the box. That doesn't happen. Gets in behind Billingham, who I talked about, you know, maybe lacking just a little bit. Gets caught out defensively. It was a bit of a shambles there, wasn't it? Hal just didn't put in a tackle. Kunha was able to pull it back. And Silva Lebas tucks it into the goal. And, well, a tough game. Looks a whole lot tougher, doesn't it, suddenly after 15 minutes. You can see we're dominating the ball and we've had way more shots. But at the moment, all the highlights are their highlights. Ball whipped to back post. Headed clear. Could we launch a counter-attack now? Big Dub carrying the ball forward here. Marauding forward, the number 14. The beanstalk of a man. Options in the middle. Whips in. Viltard's there. Oh, could he have scored it? Should he have scored it? It was a tough chance on the volley. But we've brought him into the team. We're giving him one of only 2 starts this season today. Kind of hope that he could make a point and score that kind of chance if it fell his way. Anyway, Russo, big ball forward. Big Dub is under it. It's not pretty. It's not going to count. Big Dub has pushed a man in the back. You're too big or a dub. They can't handle the dub. They're not used to it at Ajaccio. And it remains 1-0. 40 minutes gone. I'm pretty content with how we're playing. This year we've really put in good performances. I mean, you've got to look at this as an example. We're taking on a team here who are predicted to do very well this season, who currently occupy a playoff spot. And whilst, yes, on the scoreline we are a goal down, we're giving them more than a game, you know. We are creating chances. We look perhaps the better team, dare I say. I'm hoping that we're going to make that kind of showing of looking like the better team actually be the better team in this second half as we have a chance. Viltard bringing it forward, tucks it away. Malcolm, that's why you're in the team, my friend. Cyprian David's loss might be Malcolm Viltard's win. Because, well, if he can score like that and keep performing like this, Viltard has got to play. Manan getting an assist as well. I think that might be his first assist all season. Still yet to score, of course, but at least he's contributing in some meaningful way. Ball into the bottom corner. Very nice finish by him. And, well, hopefully now with 40 minutes left, we can kick on. Hopefully we can crack on and get the win here. I feel like momentum is with us. The wind is in our sails. And, of course, it'd be nice to have a comeback for our first ever game in our new stadium. Start as you mean to go on and all that. You can see here them working the ball around the back. Ajaccio now going onto this far side of the pitch by the dugout. Knocking the ball around quite nicely, to be fair, but can they penetrate the final third? They lump it forward. Garo is there. He misses his back pass, but Thomas is there. I butchered my words in a blind panic. Lovely save by Thomas in goal, tipping it over the crossbar. I don't feel like I've sung his praises as much this season. He's had a lot more shots at him compared to previous years. It was always going to be tough to match the 25 clean sheets in 34 games, but to be honest, he's done pretty well so far in goal for us, has the Frenchman, and saves like that when Garo plays an absolutely horrific back pass really are bailing us out. Anyway, Kahinde's been surprisingly poor today. With that in mind, I'm going to shuffle the team around a little, I think, and we're going to bring in Luis Carlos to play ball-winning midfielder. Elsewhere, Kofi not had the best of games. Let's bring in Nuno Cruz, the young Portuguese player, a player who, well, his opening months here at the club have been kind of marred by an injury. It kind of killed any momentum, but he's going to have a little bit of a chance today to show us what he's made of. In fact, the 2 players coming on here are 2 players who we signed this year. Ball forward. I thought Cruz was going to be under it. I thought he was going to get the goal. Keeper collects, though. And, well, with 15 minutes left, there is a highlight on the cards here. But in whose favour, Chris Kamara? Well, it could be in their favour. They've got the ball here. Played over to the left-hand side. Billingy wins it and heads it back. After Garo's back pass, anytime the ball's going back towards the keeper, slight panic. Slight panic on my mind. Anyway, Cruz here, the young Portuguese player. He has pace. He has 17 dribbling. Look at him go. Look at him go. Where's he going? Nobody knows. He gives it to Manan, who could have had his first goal of the season, but for the centre-back who blocked it. Lovely run by Cruz. Maybe he can have another go. Have another go, mate. Okay, he's not beating his first man there. What an insane run, though, by the left winger. More of that, please. Not the quickest player, but his dribbling and his ability to beat a man is very good for this level. Manan lumping it forward. Big Dub is under it. Big Dub, you big man. That is what he does. He's just an absolute weapon. Manan with a second assist for the game. A free kick from deep, the kind of set piece where, yes, we do commit a fair few men forward to, but really, it's a bit of a hit and hope you find the big man, and we have found the big man. The number 14 pumps his arms aloft, and with that, we go second in the league. I've got one last change. Who do I want to bring on? I'm going to bring in Zobo, I think, and I'm going to bring him on for Viltard, who, despite having a goal and having one of the best average ratings on the team, is looking a little bit tired and a little worse for wear on a booking. No point in risking it. Could we get another goal here? Cruz underneath it. Of course we can. Nuno Cruz. It's a first time for a few players today. First assists for Manan. First goal for Nuno Cruz now on off the bench. And Billingy talked about his lack of assists. It's the, what's the opposite of the curse of the commentator? The blessing of the commentator. Launches it forward. Cruz is underneath it. Scores it at the near post. The defence allowed it to bounce. And with 4 minutes left, a 2-goal margin feels unassailable, and well, it absolutely is going to be. That is a huge win. Coming back from behind to win at our home stadium. And to be fair, I feel like we deserved it. We were the better team in that game. We had so much more possession, so many more shots. Viltard got man of the match, so that late live com decision to bring him in has worked really well. I've just noticed this episode, going for our team, so many players have had a little jump in their determination. I guess that is the squad personality rubbing off, because Hugo Robert is, I think, one of the few leaders in our team, and so they're getting his 17 determination kind of imprinted on them. It's not affecting every player, but I did notice just a few players with their determination climbing up, which, I don't know, that makes it, I feel oddly optimistic for the future, knowing that Hugo Robert's legacy might be felt throughout our entire first team. And well, with that win, things are looking pretty blooming good. We are up to second. We will just continue real quick because the rest of the games in the league today are evening kickoffs. It's worth keeping an eye on things, just seeing exactly what's going on. But a big win there at home against Ajaccio sets us up in a really good spot, hopefully kind of going into the winter period. I'm conscious of the fact that in the last few episodes we've only played, I think, 8 games total or 9 games total. We've not played as many, so in terms of for next episode, I am thinking we'll play a fair few more games. Anyway, you can see here, record attendance set by the club, 4,500 fans. Previous record was only just shy of 3,000. And with that, we've made £60,000, whereas previously, our previous record was 35k. And that was this season. So that is a huge, huge boom in terms of finances. I mean, across a season, is that going to be like, I'm trying to think, if it's £25,000 extra, I mean, you're talking, what, across a 10-game season? I mean, it's not an insignificant amount. It's about $500,000 extra we'll make every year just from home attendances, which is pretty good if you're just exclusively looking at the league. Anyway, I realised I just continued too far. I was just happy talking to you guys. If we just look at things, let's have a look at the league here. Can I guess one, or did they draw, actually? They may well have drawn. Can drew against Lorient 0-0, so that's a pretty nice result for us. Elsewhere, I'm trying to see who else has played. Did Dijon play, or did they already play? I mean, they may have already played. You can see how the league table looks here. Worth noting that Sochaux, who we drew that first game of the season, have only lost 2 games all year. So suddenly that 0-0 draw, whilst we were down a man for most of the game, looks like a pretty impressive result. Anyway, in terms of when we'll be back, looking a little further ahead, we have got the game against Metz, who are currently top. I think we'll wait and evaluate things. It may be that I double up here with the game against Auxerre, a team who I think by all accounts are a pretty big team for this level. They have some very, very good young players as well. Could be nice to do a double live com as well in a month. If you guys would like to see that, let me know it down in the comments. Anyway, that is going to be all from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. It is me, Jack. Listenaka looking pretty right now. That does make sense. Pretty, it doesn't sound like it should make. It does make pretty. We look rather pretty. There we go, fixed it. Anyway, I'm going now. I can't English. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. I'm out. I've done my intro. Help me.